fresh tension is boiling again inside the Beckham family. Just as reports suggest, David and Victoria Beckham want to reconcile with their eldest son, but only on one explosive condition. But any chance of cooling tensions may have collapsed after Brooklyn's latest social media move. Reports say the Beckhams are willing to make peace with Brooklyn Beckham, but only if Nicola Peltz is no longer part of his life. Brooklyn, however, appears defiant, at least judging by his social media. The 26-year-old recently shared a series of photos from a dinner with his wife, including a racy image of Nicola in bed. The post carried no caption, projecting calm and confidence, even as the family feud is said to be simmering behind the scenes. According to People, sources close to the family claim reconciliation is off the table unless Nicola exits Brooklyn's life permanently. One source told the outlet, quote, "The Beckhams have no intention of reconciling with their son unless Nicola is out of the picture." The same source added that Brooklyn is unlikely to budge, saying he feels he has received more support from his wife over the past 3 years than from his parents in his entire life. The feud spilled into public view early on 19th January when Brooklyn posted a series of Instagram stories accusing his parents of leaking stories to the press and attempting to sabotage his relationship long before his wedding. He wrote, quote, "I do not want to reconcile with my family. I'm standing up for myself for the first time in my life." David and Victoria have not publicly responded. They also share sons Romeo 23, Cruz 21 and daughter Harper 14. For now, Brooklyn appears unfazed online, but behind the scenes, the Beckham family divide looks deeper than ever. Adding fuel to the feud, a top biographer has recently appeared to side with Brooklyn, suggesting he was used and manipulated by his own parents.
The latest twist in the Beckham family fallout has just taken a sharper turn, as a top biographer claims Brooklyn Beckham was used and manipulated by his own parents. The explosive allegation comes from Tom Bower, the author of the 2024 book The House of Beckham: Money and Power, who spoke openly on ITV's Good Morning Britain, laying bare his views on the escalating family feud. Appearing on the program, Bower said he felt very sorry for Brooklyn Beckham following the eldest son's dramatic public attack on his parents, David and Victoria Beckham, which erupted last week. Brooklyn, aged 26, stunned followers by posting a 6-page statement on social media, launching a blistering critique of his famous family. In that statement, Brooklyn made 12 separate accusations, including claims of bribery, alleging that his wife, actress Nicola Peltz, was told she's not family, and accusing his parents of controlling the narrative around their ongoing feud. He went even further, stating clearly that he does not want to reconcile with his family. According to reports, the allegations left Victoria and David Beckham floored. But Tom Bower says the outburst didn't come out of nowhere. Speaking directly to Good Morning Britain hosts Ed Balls and Susanna Reid, Bower claimed he's been used and manipulated. "I feel very sorry for him." Bower added that Brooklyn's emotional explosion was long overdue, saying, "That's why I feel for Brooklyn. Finally, he's exploded." The author suggested that Brooklyn's life changed dramatically after marrying Nicola Peltz in April 2022, describing her family as a stabilizing influence. Bower told the hosts, "He's now living with a normal family. I think the Peltzes are a good family. They are hard-working. I think he's very happy with his wife." He went on to say that since the wedding, Brooklyn has been exposed to a very different sort of life. Bower then drew a striking comparison, linking Brooklyn's situation to Prince Harry. He said, "They explode. They haven't been taught the resilience to all the pressure." The comments follow Brooklyn's furious Instagram posts last week, where he publicly defended Nicola Peltz amid a feud that has reportedly been simmering for 9 months. In those posts, Brooklyn alleged that Victoria Beckham canceled designing Nicola's wedding dress at the 11th hour and claimed his mother later hijacked their first dance at the wedding. Across 6 Instagram story posts, Brooklyn accused both David and Victoria Beckham of trying to endlessly ruin his relationship with his wife. Not only that, Brooklyn and Nicola's wedding planner has previously gone on record disputing claims of behind-the-scenes tension with the Beckham family. Celebrity wedding planner Preston Bailey told Page Six that he witnessed no conflict during the planning process, describing Brooklyn as a nice, gentle guy and calling Nicola great. As per a Page Six report, celebrity wedding planner Preston Bailey, who helped orchestrate the high-profile event, is pushing back on Brooklyn's explosive claims. Brooklyn and Nicola's former wedding planner reportedly says he is surprised by the level of rancor now being described, claiming he witnessed no tension at all in the lead-up to their 2022 nuptials. Speaking to Page Six, Bailey expressed her shock over Brooklyn's stance. Bailey, whose client list includes Donald and Melania Trump, Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner, Sean Parker, Oprah Winfrey, and Mariah Carey, described Brooklyn as a kind, gentle, and approachable person who would say hello and chit-chat. Bailey insists that, from his perspective, there was no visible tension during the planning process. He added that Brooklyn was consistently respectful and collaborative. The planner noted that his interactions were primarily conducted over Zoom or at the Peltz family's Palm Beach home, and that he had no direct contact with David or Victoria Beckham during that time. There has also been chatter suggesting Nicola Peltz may be controlling in relationships, but Bailey says that's not what he observed. He emphasized that while design ideas were presented to Nicola, Brooklyn's approval was essential. Bailey also revealed that he worked on the couple's engagement party and described the Peltz family as warm and welcoming. Bailey was hired in April 2021, but stepped away from the wedding approximately 11 months later due to scheduling conflicts. He says the decision had nothing to do with family tensions or creative disagreements. Still, the wedding planning itself was not without controversy. Nicola's father, billionaire Nelson Peltz, later sued the couple's second wedding planners over a $159,000 deposit after they were removed from the job. That legal dispute was ultimately settled in September 2023. In a joint statement to People magazine, the former planners said the dispute had been resolved amicably. They announced a donation would be made in Nicola and Brooklyn's name to the Care Ukraine Crisis Fund and wished the couple happiness and a fruitful life together. The settlement closed the legal chapter, but the family rift remains unresolved. David and Victoria Beckham have not publicly commented on the estrangement, but sources have spoken anonymously. A source previously told Page Six that the Beckhams are deeply worried about their son. Meanwhile, sources speaking to People magazine offered conflicting perspectives. One source said that David and Victoria love Brooklyn and are afraid of losing their son. They would take him back in a minute. But another source claimed the Beckhams would not reconcile unless Nicola was out of the picture. A third source pushed back, saying that's not an ultimatum Brooklyn would accept, adding that he has felt more support from his wife in the last 3 years than from his parents in his entire life. For now, the accounts remain sharply divided. Brooklyn insists his wedding exposed deep fractures in his family. His wedding planner says he saw nothing but calm, collaboration, and affection. And as both sides remain silent publicly, their deeply personal rift is playing out under an unforgiving spotlight.